Okay, let's put that down for a while. Well, so much for the surprise. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Magic Arena Run. Today it's FNM and it's Artisan, so we're probably not going to see 4-color Omnat here today, thank goodness. Actually, I heard that the all-access version of FNM will be next week, so if there are any bans, it would probably have happened by then. As of now, it's Artisan, and previously I did a video using Pauper Mill, and that one was very painful to do, even with jumpstart cards. It was even with some of the jumpstart cards in Historic, it was still very painful to do. This time it's Artisan. It's standard though, so we don't get that full selection, but we do get Teferi's Tutelage. We'll see if that's enough. So let's take a look at the deck relatively quickly. So lots of 1s and 2s. Our only 3 drops are literally Teferi's Tutelage. We are running 22 lands courtesy of Juari Disruption. Otherwise, it's pretty much a 1 and a 2 drop deck. So what do we have? 4 copies of Op, 4 copies of Overwhelmed Apprentice, 4 copies of Ruined Crab, 4 copies of Merfolk's Secret Keeper. Since we're going to be doing a lot of milling, Anti-Cognition should work. Some copies of Frantic Inventory, we need to draw cards. Ominous Seas, this is our plan B. We have Into the Royal to give us some bounce along with Runaway Together. And I'm going to try out the 4 copies of Evolving Wilds just to see if we can get double barrel action with Ruined Crab, but otherwise we might not even bother. Other cards we might consider, let's see. Other cards we might consider are basically it's basically Essence Scatter. That is probably the #1 consideration. Stern Dismissal is another one. That's a very cheap bounce effect. So, but other than those two, not much of anything else. Riddle Form, I guess I would rather do red blue spells if I do that. But but this is pretty much the deck how it is. We don't get that many options. Unsubstantiate is also a possible option. It's flexible as it's flexible as a counter spell or a bounce spell, but it's permanent for neither. Might not matter since we're aiming to go fast, but otherwise we'll see how this works. I'm believing that and we're gonna see if it if it actually works. So we're gonna play this out. We'll see how many wins we can get with this one. Well, we'll see what the changes are. Other decks I'm expecting to see some flavor of adventure deck because some Lucky Clover, Innkeeper, those are uncommon. You miss out most of the powerful cards. You miss out on the Bone Crusher Giant, you miss out on the Brazen Borrower, you definitely miss out on Fey Wishes. Okay, so what we have here, 2 lands, but we do have turn 1 Ruined Crab. We're gonna keep this one. We're gonna try to opt into more lands, otherwise Frantic Inventory. My concern is that this one dies to a turn 2 Scorching Dragonfire, but let's see if our opponent actually has it. If he does, we're digging. Okay, he has. Royal Eruption, that's also a possible one, so we got that one out of the way. Now, we have now Anti-Cognition works well, so at least we have 1 counter spell for what our opponent's about to do. Although it's very limited in what it can counter, I am expecting cards like that. And opponent just dropping the Royal. So, well, we're not. I also considered Mystical Sanctuary, but that one's a bit on the pricey end. We're definitely gonna go double barrel opt. Opponent's about to Chandra's Magma. We could bounce it, but I want to hit the land and start drawing stuff. Basically, we're delaying them for as long as we can. Okay, there's an Anti-Cognition. Yeah, I'll keep that one up top. We're definitely keeping that. So let's see if we hit. Okay, we did not hit the land. I'm tempted to play the Secret Keeper, but we need to draw a card and discard. I'll probably discard the Frantic Inventory. That's actually perfect. Yeah, land. Discard the Frantic Inventory. Start the Mill Train. Play the land. Just keep the Mill Train going. And our opponent is quite aggro, so we should be able to hold off our opponent. Annex hardened the Forge, so we may have to consider an Into the Royal. If we can draw another land, it's Merfolk Secret Keeper. Infuriate, okay, he's going aggro. He's rushing it, which is actually fine. Draw a card, opponent mills 2. So we will play our land, we'll play our Secret Keeper. We have Into the Royal as an option. In fact, we could just cast Anti-Cognition depending on what our opponent has. Also, we could just bounce our own. Okay. Because our opponent can start pinging us with this, which is fine. So I'm actually going to let this resolve. Let's see if our opponent attacks. Opponent will need to burn their own Annex to... Okay. I'm so tempted to just cast a Frantic Inventory right now. Well, we're milling stuff. We're getting things done. Opponent... Okay, did not have the Infuriate. Do they have a burn spell? Nope. Recasting Annex. That's fine. So I will play Ruin Crab. I will play the Op. Let's see what we draw. Land. It gets us to mill 3 more cards. But I actually don't want this. Let's see if we can get something else. Something that can answer this. Okay, fine. Well, see, it's better. Instead of milling 3, we mill 6. So our opponent's down to less than half. And down to 1 card. I need to keep the Anti-Cognition. I might just... Okay, we don't have any bounce right now, so... We could just take the 4. Let's see if our opponent is... Okay, we'll just take the 4 for now. So... Let's see if our opponent has removal. This only hits creatures or planeswalkers, so that's a sad part. The opponent's gonna snipe the Ruin Crab. Let's... We'll resolve. I don't know what their opponent's last card is. Okay, now we see if we can... Okay. So the Anti-Cognition unfortunately got slipped through on this one. So I don't exactly want to draw Jawari Isle right now. So opponent is down to 21. We are looking at a beating right now though. Opponent's down to 17. So we need to do the math right now. Do I just block this one, take 4? If our opponent was aiming to do a lot of damage, he would have dropped it. I can't take 6 because we go down to 5 next turn. Then again, yeah, we'll see. But I think we lacked... Yeah, too many Anti-Cognition's the problem. We probably don't want this many copies. I would have rather if this was a different kind of counter spell. Jawari Isle, yeah, that would have been okay. And yeah, Anti-Cognition does not work very well. So this was unfortunately it's very limited creature and planeswalker, so we probably will keep these because it's still very powerful. Well, actually, now that I think of it, we don't exactly run into that many Essence Scatters, but no, we're not going to run into planeswalkers. The War of the Spark planeswalkers are gone, so we don't really need to run Anti-Cognition. Let's see if there's a different counter spell we can run that's more flexible. If not counter spell, bounce is fine. Shell... Actually, the shell shield is also fine, I guess. It protects some of our stuff. But I think we want more bounce. We do have Unsummon as an arena staple. I might just run Stern... Actually, Unsummon's really good because it also bounces towards us. Other than that... I'm gonna cut 2 of these. I'm actually gonna add some Merfolk Wind Robbers. It gives us more creatures. We definitely need ways to block stuff. It also lowers our curve a bit. In fact, yeah, we'll run it 2 and 2. We'll see if this one pans out better. We did get them with 1 anti-cognition. It's just that we did not need the other 2 copies at that point. On the flip side also, we probably should have just kept holding up. We should have just kept holding up the anti-cognition because if a creature slips through, it's really bad for us. So so same thing, Ruin Crab turn 1. Ruin Crab. Okay, so we're gonna go double crab. Edit this a bit. Okay, so pass, no attacks. Yeah, be careful with that. I almost skipped that one. So drop on land, that's 6 cards right off the bat. Ooh, opponent's in the discard plan, so let's make sure we have extra gas. Okay, opponent is Green-Black Adventures, and we took out, well, 10 cards. So there's the lucky clover I was expecting. Now I actually want to hit lands at this point because... So we're going to drop Overwhelmed Apprentice. So what are we looking for? We're either looking for a tutelage or more lands. So Runaway Together is good. Merfolk Wind Robber is also good. I guess we keep these 2 on top. What did our opponent cast? Another Lucky Clover. Well, I'm not expecting kill spells, so what exactly are we expecting? Well, we also nuke our most... If our opponent was expecting a land draw, I apologize for our opponent. So, we're definitely playing the Secret Keeper now. So if our opponent plays a creature, we just run away together. If our opponent doesn't play a creature, we just Frantic Inventory. Edgewall Innkeeper. Into a Falmar Knight. So he gets to draw a card. I'm going to bounce these 2. Well, it's not like we're going to be attacking anyway. Well, this is so going to be painful. How many cards did we mill? Well, our opponent getting stuck on 2 lands is a problem, and they kind of saw the writing on the wall. If we had more lands, yeah, double crab is really brutal. We'll take that. Oh, and now I forgot to actually put the list up, and let's refresh that as well. There you go. So we never got to play the Wind Robber, but we are looking for broken starts like multiple Ruin Crabs early, multiple Secret Keepers. Okay. So let's keep this up. Let's see how things go. Oh yeah, did I mention that I got the new internet at last? So things should be faster on stream. I'm just gonna have to test how much better it is. At least the upload side is better this time. So maybe it won't be as crappy as last time. We'll see. And let's see. Definitely keeping this one. Though I won't lead on Secret Keeper. I will lead on Evolving Wilds. So opponent has no idea what we're going to be casting. Okay, opponent is on enchantment, so we definitely want to reserve the... We want to reserve options for either disruption or royal, so we're gonna pass. I'm not gonna lead out the wind robber immediately. Let's mess that up a little bit. Okay, got a frantic inventory. We're not gonna expect to hit ruin crab at this point, but I guess I'll still keep this. This is still an into the royal. Although we're not quite filling up our opponent's graveyard. Opponent cast. Look at the top 7. We might actually just cast a frantic inventory. Well, we'll see what our opponent takes, but they're not gonna equip onto this one. All that glitters, so we're definitely saving into the royal. Okay, we'll take the 1 hit. Oh, opponent's not gonna hit first, so we'll cast that. Hit a ruin crab. Okay, we'll drop the crab. Drop the island. Drop the Merfolk Wind Robber. Basically, it gives us something to block with. Now, this is whenever an aura you cast becomes attached, so... Let's see if our opponent has protection. Nope. Now, our opponent could still attach to this one instead. Yeah, going Sentinel's Eyes, so... 3-3 into a 1-1. Mirror Shield. We'll take the hit. There's an anti-cognition, so if our opponent moves to equip, we can... So I actually want to save these 2. So we're not exactly drawing cards this time. We are still going to mill them because of wind robbers, so that's the good thing. So even if the Ruin Crab part fades, we're good. Probably would have preferred to counter this one, but that's fine. Now we can draw a card off the Wind Robber if we have to. And we still have 1 more into the royal if our opponent does shenanigans. Ooh, nice hits, nice hits. So we have to be careful with cards like Mirror Shield. It's a good thing we can. So if our bounce effects really have to be like into the royal. Let's see what he targets. Probably targets the crab. Yeah, the crab is fine. Alseid of Life's Bounty, sure. In fact, we'll let those. Yeah, here's the thing, because our opponent can protect this with both the bounty and... I could just play this to draw a card, or I might just pass. Take the hit for now. It's not great, we're not halfway, but we do have some shenanigans. Yeah, I'm okay with the 1/1 token. I'm not okay with Alseid on board. So opponent lets that stay. There's an all that glitter, so opponent probably casts Alseid. Or tries to equip the... Yeah, because this one... So So we're literally just delaying our opponent, but we're still a long way off. And we've kind of run out of interaction at this point, so we might not make it past here. So mono blue is okay if you can force your opponent to stumble. Not now. Well, we got an ominous seize, but this is way too late. We do have one frantic inventory. I'm tempted to just cycle, but we'll see if this one pans out. If this does not pan out, then we can skip plan B altogether. So we are at less than half now. Opponent still hasn't dropped the 4th land, so we do have that as an advantage. Mirror Shield's 2 to equip, so we have that also. My concern is our opponent's about to drop this onto here. Well, our opponent's going to drop this one down here already, so we might... So we're going to be facing down multiple soldiers. How many Into the Royals did we use? We've used 3 of them and 1 runaway together, so that gives us a testament to how important bounce is. I'm already considering stern dismissal at this point, especially with all these enchantments. It's not looking too bad. We will probably benefit from it. So not gonna crack Wind Robber quite yet. Okay, there's an overwhelmed apprentice. The Scry 2 is important, so okay, there's an anti-cognition which probably does not help us since we know what's coming next. I probably should have even dumped the apprentice because, let's say I sack this. Yeah, it only gives me 1 trigger here in one of these, but it does give me a fresh scry. So what am I looking for? Not lands. Run away together, yes. Opponent's gonna dump a Mirror Shield here, so we're probably gonna run away the tokens. And so far, no trample. Yeah, Mirror Shield's coming in. The nice thing is Mirror Shield protects Siona. It does not protect the auras. So that's an alternative plan. So definitely just using up the... Let's use the Overwhelmed Apprentice's fodder. The nice thing is... I could have cast it immediately, but I want to use this to fade 1 attack. Although, if our opponent has Artisan training, that might be a problem. Although, the nice thing is because this has 2 targets, as long as our opponent does not have Artisan training, we're fine. But we only got we literally have 1 fade, then we're gonna lose these 2 in the next 2 turns. Opponents might one swing with everything. Okay, so pass the blocks. To damage. Then watch our opponent have instant speed trample. We are at 18 cards, but... And... Not one wait, no, we had 1 game with tutelage. Opponent has Karametra's Blessing. Okay, so... We'll see. We got an Into the Royal. Probably bounce the All That Glitters. Yeah, we're moving the Artisan training. But, okay, let's do some math. This one is, I probably will still play this anyway. Here's the reasoning. Because if our opponent has a second All That Glitters, I probably should have counted their opponent's library. 1, 2, 3. If our opponent draws the 4th one, it doesn't matter if we bounce the 1st one. If our opponent draws a Artisan training, we have to bounce that one. So we need to give our Oh, but there's a problem. Enchantment has protection. So I might just block with Sentinel's Eyes. I might just block with this one, let it die. It'll be annoying if it turns out I do draw another runaway together. Okay, so some math. Yeah, so we're going to be taking quite a lot of damage. And another Alcide. So yeah, the protection. This one protecting enchantments randomly is very annoying. Okay, got another Ruin Crab. That doesn't help us. Hold on, how many? 13? Also kind of meaningless if our opponent figures out to use Alcide. Yeah, it's meaningless. It was worth a shot. And at least we nuke one, but doesn't matter, our opponent just names blue on the next one, so this is a good game. Yeah, the Alcides. Could we have... We did have anti-cognition as an option. Should we have kept it? That was multiple turns. I probably should have kept it. It would have neutralized one Alcide at least, and I could have used the bounce to neutralize the other one. But we'd still be a long way off on that one. We were so close. Mill by itself, I think, if you have to ask me, we probably should be running at least 2 colors. So this pretty much means blue-black. Rogues is actually positioned quite well, all things considered. So definitely keeping this. Got turn 1 Ruin Crab, turn 2 Evolving Wilds. Hold up Jawari Disruption. Okay, this is enchantments again, so I guess we might get our vengeance. Oh, very aggro. Okay. Okay, so mute 8 cards. I don't really want to overwhelm Apprentice, but I do want the Evolving Wilds. It'll take a while for our opponent to set up. So there's a Seasoned Hallowblade. Okay, so it looks like our opponent might be mono white. I will play the Teferi's Tutelage now. Fingers crossed that I can draw into bounce effects, because this one only gets indestructible. Oh yeah, I did need to discard a card. So yeah, it's a good thing I kept this one up top. Kinda want to discard the anti-cognition. But I suspect our opponent will have more creatures down the line, so we're gonna discard the Overwhelmed Apprentice. Yeah, well, we did nuke we did nuke 3 out of 4 Hallowed Blades, so no attacks. We know this one's gonna grow bigger, so we need to rush into bounce. Kinda wondered why I did not just put that down. Opponent not stacking stuff yet. I will take the hit for now. I have no illusion that I'm going to be able to kill this one. I'm expecting more cards along that line. But is our opponent stuck on mana? I guess our opponent is stuck on mana. So we do have some time, and our opponent is not playing green, so no. Our opponent's not playing green, so no trample in our future. And if I have to discard, it'll probably be anti-cognition, because the Jawari Disruption I can play as a land if I have to. Yeah, the Evolving Wilds are kind of cracking the are kind of making waves with the Ruin Crab. Opponent's gonna be down to less than half at this point, and that's our opponent's last Seasoned Hallowblade. So, oh wow! So our opponent goes down to 25-24. Okay, this is This is just way too greedy. I'm gonna discard that. Okay, I get... Our opponent might have a banishing light, which he probably should drop. Opponent's down to 25. They will go to 24. Next turn, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. Okay, there's an all that glitters. Sentinel's Eyes. I was not attacking anyway. Now, I have to block once now because I have to assume our opponent has a... I did not see an Alce... No, there's an Alcade. So... So I will play the Teferi's Tutelage. If it's a regular land, I'll keep it, and I'm... No, it's an Into the Royal. I want to keep this one though, but I also probably should bounce this one soon. Opponent's down to 20 cards. Oh no, they're going to be down to 14. Let's discard the Jawari Disruption. Because at this rate, I'd rather have an extra blocker now. Okay. Opponent's going down to 12. So it's 2 more draws, and if I can manage to bounce our opponent's stuff with Into the Royal, we're perfectly fine. And yeah, we'll keep the land up top. So yeah, my real concern would be Alcade. If our opponent just lumps stuff, Overwhelmed Apprentice just blocks. So we have to do the math a bit there though. So 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, it's 12, okay. Indomitable Will, 14. Auto block is auto. And our opponent did not leave room for defense, so we can actually take our time on this one. Opponent's gonna go down to 5. Should we now break his spirit? Yeah, opponent literally got stuck on one creature. Well, they got stuck on a few lands at a time, so... let's just play this. 4, 3, 2. Bounce the Hollow Blade because our opponent did not think to put protection. Yeah, it's only the indestructible, not protection. So there we go. We ruined the nut. Yeah, mill is reasonable. Again, the trick with mill is that if you can catch an opponent with a really slow start, like what our opponent had there, it was pretty good. If our opponent has a continuous start, we do have issues. Though we did get very close on that last one, 7 cards. Then the previous one, it's actually quite close. It's not nothing for me to scoff at. Yeah, let's do another game or two. Let's. Yeah, I'm liking the. Well, people are complaining about how strong mill is right now, and I do have to agree that there is some. Oh wow, this is a weird key. We're gonna try this because we do get turn 2 Jawari Disruption, so at least we have a counter spell as an option. Blood Chief's Curse. That's fine. That is the correct card to run. I'll give it that. It's also a lesson that we probably shouldn't be hinging too much into that. Although we do get disruption for days, and we do get an op as an option. Okay, Runaway Together, but so having multiple outs, so the Tutelage is an out. The again, I do want to play this as a land, but we'll see what the op has to say. Into the Royal. Yeah, I think I do want one Into the Royal. And Overwhelmed Apprentice. Oh, that's a very good target for Runaway Together. So we got another Runaway Together, another Overwhelmed Apprentice. Yeah, we'll keep these. Because at the very least, we're still keeping the board quite clear. We have Into the Royals, and opponent plays a Lucky Clover. Sure, we'll let that slide. Opponent plays a Swordmaster. And the Root. So this is very slow. Okay, got another Jawari Disruption. We'll keep those. Actually, that might have been a mistake. I should have kept the Disruption up top. Because I'm very... Well, then again, if our opponent just plays Swordmaster again... Falmar Knight... Yeah, we'll let it resolve because our opponent is just drawing cards. Which actually helps us. Now, if our opponent plays the Falmar Knight, then we disrupt. Blood Chief's Terse. Yeah, even better. Okay, so we have run away into another... So we're going to play our second Overwhelmed Apprentice. Teferi's Tutelage, Jawari Disruption. Disruption might come a bit late. Let's put the Teferi's Tutelage. Let's put the squeeze on our opponent. So if our opponent actually goes for, say, playing the creatures, sure, keep drawing cards. Though it eventually gives our opponent gas. Right now, yeah, we have to be on the lookout for threats like this. So if our opponent plays that, so now we know we're gonna draw the disruption. I am tempted to bin this one. So opponent is still batting above weight class. Kinda want to hit another land, but an Into the Royal is fine too. So there's a Sir Conrad. Ooh, wow. This is gonna be interesting because it deals 1 damage every time something hits graveyard. Okay, it hit our land. So we take 1. Ooh, wow, that's nice deck. I approve. So we're gonna pass. Because we do have Into the Royal now. In fact, I want our opponent to start casting stuff. I could just take the hit. Basically, I want to bounce. Yeah, let's take 7. So it does make mill very dangerous, but it does mean we just have to keep it off the board. Yeah, so this is where we see the weak side of mill. I like that Sir Conrad tech. Okay, now. Oh wait, nope. I held this long just to draw cards, so I'm going to draw a card. Ooh, okay, so not really a fan of this Evolving Wilds without the crab. We got, oh wow, we're getting overwhelmed by apprentices. There's another Tutelage. There's also an Ominous Seas. None of this matters if I can't draw a land. But we're gonna keep that option because opponent's down to 23, but we are cutting it close. It also means we can't bleed any more life, because if our opponent has more creatures than I have accounted for, we're gonna run into some serious trouble. So I have to let these guys go. Is this whenever another creature dies? So, ooh, this is 6 damage right off the bat. Yeah, wait. Let's do the math here. If I stop being a dick. Okay, let's do the math here. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If I blocked it this way, this is 10. Okay. And it's very possible I die anyway. It's very possible I die anyway to the Sir Conrad triggers. Yeah, that was very brilliant. Oh no, only 4. So yeah, nice Sir Conrad. So I don't think I had the counter available for that at that point. Yeah, so not having the counter at this point, if we were able to counter this, we would be fine. So we'll draw this one. Yeah, it doesn't really matter at this point, but like we take 2. Oh, we're dead anyway. Okay, yeah, that's a good game. But yeah, our opponent really did not have to be a dick about that. Okay, then discard, draw, mill 4. That was close. No cigar. It would have helped if we did not lose our early Ruin Crab. Yeah, let's die to this. Yeah, he had enough. This was plenty of creatures. That's actually a good build. This is actually a very good build. I will credit the deck. I will give credit where credit's due. But even horrible people can still come up with good things. So let's leave it at that. So I guess we have time for one more. Let's see if we can do one more. I haven't been doing that many videos. One, because of the upcoming standard announcement, so that kind of puts a damper on things. But also lately I've been practicing a bit of chess. Yes, chess. So okay, definitely turn once. Let's do turn 1 Secret Keeper. I want to know what our opponent's deck has. Okay, so it's some sort of control. Okay, now that we know that, oh, this could even be the Grub. If our opponent has some Waker, there could be a Carrion Grub in our future. Heartless Act takes out the crap. Yeah, that's fine. That's actually expected. So we will save up mana. Yeah, we're definitely saving up mana. This is gonna be really slow. This is the part where running 22 lands sometimes doesn't quite work. Let's see, how many cards is this? 9? Okay, well, Frantic Inventory. If our opponent has a kill spell for this, we can sack in response. Okay. Another Frantic. Okay. Okay, did hit our other land, so the Runaway Together doesn't quite work, but the Merfolk Secret Keeper, no, but the Into the Royal does. Opponent cycles. Looking for a kill spell for this, I suppose. Opponents probably also want to drop a creature as well. Okay, I'm actually fine with letting Wind Robber die. Or rather, sacking Wind Robber to draw a card. Yeah, able to... Yeah, Evolving Wilds... Sure. So I probably just play... Yeah, the Evolving Wilds is literally just for Ruined Crab. So I could be another Overwhelmed Apprentice just to keep the tits going. I know our opponent is holding up counter spells. Let's play one card anyway. We're not gonna be able to Into the Royal. If our opponent has counter spells, I want our opponent to let those out. Oh, hitting the Ghost Light. Ominous Seas. It's a thing. Yeah, I did say we want to test Plan B, so let's have the option to Plan B. Opponent drawing cards, big. I know Tassa's Oracle is not here. That's the only reason I'm not sweating it right now. Agonizing Remorse. Sure. You choose. Probably the Runaway Together, though. Well, actually, no. Probably the Into the Royal. If our opponent's aiming for a kill. Anti-Cognition. Okay, opponent does have creatures. Yeah, opponent does have a few creatures, so okay, no. Continue the onslaught. So I will just play the Ominous Seas right now. Let's force our opponent to run a counter for this. Again, our opponent knows what we're holding up now, so not. Not Thirst for Meaning. Oh, our opponent is digging. This literally has to be some sort of combo deck. The Waker of Waves is pretty much a clue to that already, so I just need to know what big spell are they planning to cast. Covetous Urge. Choose a non-land card from that person's graveyard and hand and exile it. You may cast. You know what? I'll let it slide, because our opponent probably just... Because I don't know what our opponent's gonna take. Into the Royal or Secret? Oh, takes the Into the Royal. Bounces one of our things. Bloodchief's Thirst, so sack that, draw a card. Boost the Ominous Seas. Our opponent could bounce Ominous Seas. Which would be okay. So probably discard. Probably discard the Wind Robber. So we got the Teferi Mill up. Play the land. It leaves us this option. Though I highly doubt we're gonna be able to run it. I probably should have just run these guys out. Opponent's down to less than half already. So opponent probably just casts this, bounces, say, the Seas or the Tutelage back. Elspeth's Nightmare. Mills our graveyard. Sure. Into the Royal. Another 2 cards. Let's see if our opponent lets us draw a card. They probably have a counter spell. Okay, lets us draw a card. So this is quite important because now we're gonna just venture deeper. Opponent might have a counter for this. The opponent's down to 17. Pass the turn. Opponent probably just bounces one of Frantic Inventory. Down to 14 cards. Well, our opponent did cooperate. Ooh. What are they looking for? They probably have something big. In which case, they do want to get rid of this Runaway Together because this is literally my only action right now. They might... Okay, let's say they bounce in. No, they're probably gonna bounce it very soon. Wow, they're literally going down to 7 and conceding. Okay. It's probably possible that our opponent built the deck what might not have been sure what was available to deal with this and did not find what they needed. So it's actually interesting. Covetous Urge. It's been quite a while since I last saw that spell. However, you're probably better off running your own spells, running your own ideas rather than just trying to take them from your opponent. Unless you're playing Robber of the Rich. That one works. Yeah, I guess that's it. That's it for this episode, the Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, turn on notifications and whatnot. Yeah, this is the promised Artisan Mill, well, standard version. I think it would be even more busted if we get to Jumpstart. I think they have Sphinx's Tutelage, if I'm not No, I might be conflating formats. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you guys again soon. I'll be doing a stream later in the week. Take care, God bless, stay safe wherever you are. Have a great day, everyone.